everybody, I hope you're all doing well. So I wanted to show you, I managed to finish off using the coral stitch. My fingers did hurt a little bit after it, and it's maybe not the neatest, but I'm quite happy with it, especially because I really struggled at the beginning, and it does kind of look like the picture on the book from Phillip. So I'm happy with how this has come. There's some bits like here where it isn't as tight as it's meant to be, and I'm not quite sure what I did wrong there. If I did, I would let you know. If I find out, I will let you know why, in case you had a similar kind of issue. So today we're going to be moving on to a stitch which I do enjoy doing. We've done quite a lot already, and it's the long and short stitch again, and it's to do on the hill here. So we're going to start with the first colour, and for the first colour we're not starting here, we're starting around this element, this kind of area. I'm just going to do my seeding stitch in here, in the main bit of the hill, and we're doing this on a double thread again, and I'm just going to follow the lines. So we're going from about here, so I'm going to start by going over my seeding stitch. And then you can do and then long need to make sure, something I always forget to do is to make sure I'm going over the blue line to make sure. So I might just go and just do that again on these two, just so we don't have any of the outline showing. Don't know why I always forget to do that. So with the coral stitch which we did the other day, someone did leave a comment saying there is an easier way to do the coral stitch without hurting your fingers. So if anyone knows that technique and would like to share it, I'd definitely be very grateful, because that one definitely hurt my fingers. And it took I didn't enjoy that one quite as much, but luckily it was only a small bit. And we get to move on to my favourite one now, which I enjoy doing, the long and short stitch. Make sure we're going over the blue line. So I've just realised, rereading the instructions, that I've gone the wrong way. I was meant to start here about halfway and go that way first, and then from there carry on to the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish that off now. I'm going to go that way first and do the bit I was meant to do first. So this is why it's always, Phillip always says, make sure you've read the instructions properly. And I may not have read them properly. I may have thought, I know this stitch, and got a bit excited that I knew the stitch. So we will rectify that problem now. So after my little faux pas, I'm now back going the same way I was going before. We finished that end, and we're just carrying on with the long and short stitch up until the end. So I'm just doing a long stitch, then a short. With the long stitches especially, I try and vary them. I don't do them exactly. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do, but that's how I've been doing them. Especially when you're onto the second colour, and it gives that shading element when you go right up into the first colour. Brought up another thread there. I'll cut that off afterwards. So I've finished doing the first colour in the double thread, and we're moving on to the second colour. So I thought I'd just show you me starting that. This one's in a single thread, and we're starting at around the halfway mark, which I think it's around here when I'm looking at the instructions. So I'm going to come up and then down to the bottom. There is a third colour, but it only comes in at the later bits. So we're going right down to the bottom on this, and then we're going to work this way first, which was the mistake I made last time, and I've learned from it. I was a bit worried, especially at this point where I had some quite big seeding stitches, that it wasn't going to get covered and you'd see it through the yellow, but as you can see as I'm doing it on this yellow knot here, it's amazing that sometimes even just one thread can cover it. But I just keep going across until the knot's gone. But also, because it's all the same colours, it doesn't matter if a little bit is still there. Because a lot of the time I end up coming up through the yellow anyways. Just realised as I started this that it was a very dark green to go with the yellow, and I've realised I've accidentally gone for the third colour, which goes at the bottom here, rather than the second colour, which is a slightly lighter green. So I'm just going to finish this last one stitch, and I'm going to change the colour of the thread, and I'm going to go back over it. It might give it another nice shading element to it, just to cover that up. So that's what I'm going to go do, and I'll show you how I've rectified my mistake. So I'm going back over it the right way to do the stitch, because I was going from the bottom up. I don't know why I did it the wrong way then, but it actually means that I can get a better coverage over it. Although it's going to be very raised this bit, but it adds to the character. So we're just going to come up this one here, and then we will carry on as normal. So that was the long stitch. We'll do a short stitch. So now that I'm back on track with the right colours, doing the stitch the right way, I'm going to finish this off, and I will show you the finished hill tomorrow, and hopefully I won't make any more mistakes, either colour mistakes or direction mistakes, whilst I finish this off. I will let you know if I do though tomorrow, because mistakes aren't a bad thing. We learn from our mistakes, so that's what I'm going to keep telling myself. But tomorrow we'll be moving on to a new stitch, and it'll be the laid and cooched work stitch. So I'm looking forward to trying another new stitch out.